Hey everyone, welcome to IJustWatched. I'm Joseph, and we're jumping into Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Spoiler free. I say again, spoiler free, so don't worry about anything like that. We're gonna get into it. The spoiler discussion will come out Monday, but that being said, I gotta hit you with the usual, which is hopefully you like this enough to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to get notified. So you should know by now, I was nervous and how I stood or stand with what they should have done when it comes to the sad passing of Chadwick and moving forward with the character T'Challa. Saying that, I was nervous, I was hesitant, I was curious to see what they were going to do and how they were going to push forward. That being said, first thing I do is give it to Ryan Coogler, who created a great story, a powerful story. It's 100% homage, a love letter to Chadwick and a final goodbye, so to speak. This movie is very sad, it's very emotional all around, and this movie does have really good humor mixed in too, and I loved it, especially from what I've seen, because I dislike Phase 4. To me is the worst phase of the entire MCU, but that's a different discussion. Focusing on this, everyone attached to this I think killed it. They did a great job of pushing forth this emotional story of saying goodbye while still respectfully trying to say hello and bring in this whole entire new character, Namor, and his people and his civilization, and continue to grow the MCU. It is without question for me the best in Phase 4 for the MCU, movies, shows alike. Everyone did a great job. Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda, Denir Guria, aka Okoye, killed it. Lupita Nyong'o killed it. Tenoch Huerta as Namor did a really good job. Immediately when you see him, he doesn't come off as super intimidating, but then when things get going, his dialogue, the way he delivered it, facial expressions and stuff like that really is what made that character intimidating. What made me believe, I was like, oh shit, this character Namor is a problem. He's fierce and he's a bit of a monster. And for the most part, I think the way they changed him is something I'm okay with after all, because although they did change the character drastically, the way they did it stayed true to the base of the character for the most part. And I think it was enough to be able to call it a success, even though there was changes. This is when I say changes to a character, I mean it in this way, where the character is still extremely similar to the origin source of what the character is, represents, and all that good shenanigans. I can't dive too much into it yet, but overall I think he did a good job. I think the way they brought him in and pushed forward with him was really well done, and all of the non-Atlantean folk. Dominique Thorne as Riri Ironheart, I think she actually kind of interesting. She did a good job. She was able to hold her own in the midst of everything. And the two who absolutely without question really just made this movie for me, one is Winston Duke M'Baku. I mean, he stole every scene he was in. It didn't matter if it was happy, sad, emotional, serious. It didn't matter what was going on. As soon as he spoke, his actions, everything, he killed it. He was hilarious. He was teaching. He was fantastic, and I loved it, every bit of it. And I just was like, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of M'Baku. And then Shuri, Miss Wright, I gotta give her big props, because she, without a doubt, carried the emotional burden of this movie. And don't get me wrong, everyone was having to deal with it, and I could only imagine this was extremely hard for them. Have to go through these emotions on screen, and consistently having to redo it and deal with it had to be extremely hard. And she did an amazing job of making us feel her real pain of losing her brother and pushing the story forward and carrying it, and then seeing her transition. And I gotta give her credit for it. I think she did a great job. Even with the route they went, I like and I agree with. I think it was smart and it was subtle. I didn't think about it, so I gotta give credit for that too. But overall, because I don't want to dive too much further into it, I want to say it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It is the first thing I've seen in a long time of the MCU to make me be excited and hopeful for future MCU projects. With Phase 4 almost coming to an end, all we have left is Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special. At the precipice of beginning Phase 5, and Ant-Man's gonna start off hopefully amazing. But Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, have you seen it? What you think about it? Did you like the story? How'd you feel? How did it make you feel? Down below. Oh, I do want to add, I apologize, there is a mid-credit scene, and at the very end there's a bit of text like some of the other movies have had. The text isn't nothing super crazy. As fans, or if you're willing to wait, just a heads up, but definitely stay for the mid-credit scene. Back to it, I want to hear your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns down below. What do you think about this movie? How do you feel about Phase 4? I love hearing from you. Stay tuned for the spoiler discussion that's coming out Monday, so we can get into the specifics and the details. This movie is mad rewatchable. But until next time, stay safe, be well, y con mucho amor. Adios.